Hi, welcome to Christine's Corner. So glad you could make it back. I haven't done Grandma Christine in a while and read children's books. It's great to be back. Love reading stories to your children. And maybe there's some adults that enjoy too. That would be great too. So my first book is called Super Sweet Surprise, The Great Bear Brigade. There's a lot of bears, and all over the Connecticut, everywhere we see more sightings of bears. I want to have you in your place where you live. I have Super Sweet Surprise, illustrated by Xavier Jimenez Ratti. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And written by Jason Kutasi. Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream is the illustrator. This is the bears. I want to show you one more time. The Great Bear Brigade. This book was given in love. A lot of pages to start out. You know how it is trying to turn those pages. The Great Bear Brigade has lots of stories to share. Once you read their adventures, then you'll be aware of life lessons to learn and how to take care. They will help you live smart and always beware. Look at all these bears. Ooh, I've never seen that many in one spot. Today is your mom's birthday, and you need a gift. What do you do? Have you been in that? Say, what do I do? How do I give them a gift? And if Dad comes in and says, a cake would be perfect, and friends make the work swift. But while stirring the mixture, your minds start to drift. Uh-oh, they're just making a big, huge mess. How'd you like the illustrations? They're just beautiful. Oh no, this disaster. The batter is going everywhere. So if you're baking a cake and it begins to go wrong, what do? The cake is overcooked and the burnt smell is strong. Look at all this smoke everywhere. Oh no. Open the windows. Just hold on to your breath. They'll arrive before long. Here comes the Bear Brigade. Here they come. They're going to come help them. Don't you wish you had a Bear Brigade like that to come help you in times like that? Smoke everywhere. And get ready to sing a happy birthday song. Believe it or not, some bears like to bake. If you don't make a mess, Mom can enjoy her cake. You made it to please her, for goodness sake. Take the bear's advice. They hope you will listen. Always ask for help when using the kitchen. Don't try to do it by yourself. You need an adult in there. You don't want the batter everywhere. So don't be afraid to ask. People love to pitch in. See, look at them making it all nice in the backyard, putting balloons up. Very pretty. They help them bake the cake. And before you know it, it's a cake you'll be dishing. Yeah, the pages, they just take so slow. The Great Bear Brigade is simply the best. When they sense you're in trouble, they'll never rest. And all of their skills will be put to the test. They're happy to help, and they do it with zest. When you have a problem that leaves you perplexed, the bears have the answers, so you won't be vexed. You'll be flipping the pages and reading the text. Follow their adventures to see what comes next. Pay special attention as the stories unfold. These Bear Brigade's adventures need to be told. Look at the bears. They're going away now because they helped her bake the cake for Mom's birthday. Isn't that sweet? So I'm going to read you another book, and it says, I am fine. Right now, I am fine. Written by Dr. Daniela Owen. Illustrated by Goose Basic. Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream is the illustrator. Do you feel fine right now? I hope so. Maybe reading this book will help you to do that. Sometimes bad things happen in the world. You feel that? It's not always happy. You wish it would be, right? And they make us feel scared. Ooh. Sometimes these things make us worry about what is going to happen next. You feel that way too? Me too. Even adults feel that way. Our family, friends, and neighbors may all be affected. See, they look pretty sad, don't they? Yeah, not good to feel sad. All of this worry can make us feel terrible. Our tummies may seem like they're tied up in knots. It may feel hard to breathe, like an elephant is sitting on our chest. Ooh, have you felt that? You just can't get up? Our heads may be so full of worried thoughts that we can't concentrate on anything else. But when this happens, it is important to remind ourselves that we are fine right now. This little boy is just giving himself a hug. Can you do that right now? Just give yourself a hug. Yeah, we all need hugs. To help yourself calm down, start by closing your eyes. Excuse me, are you closing your eyes? Then take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. Let's try that. In, out, 3 times. Are you feeling better? Now keep your eyes closed. Gently wrap your arms around your body and give yourself a big, warm hug. You can handle this now because right now you are here and you are not in any danger. Let your body relax a little. Drop your shoulders and wiggle your toes. You don't have to be on high alert at this moment. Let worrying thoughts drift out of your mind. The bad things may still be happening, but you don't have to worry about them this minute because right now you are fine. What else can you do to relax? Can you draw a pretty picture? Like this girl? Anything you want. Doesn't have to be anything. Just draw anything. Can you look out the window at the beautiful world outside. Can you read a funny, exciting, or adventurous book? Do you have books? Can you play a fun game or solve a tricky puzzle? Do you have any puzzles? Those are fun to do. Can you cuddle a furry pet or a favorite stuffed animal? You got stuffed animals at your house? They're always great to hug. Then remind yourself right now, I am fine. Say that. I am fine. Now give yourself a big hug. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Our next book is called Seeds and Weeds, a book about purpose. Seeds and Weeds. Written by Tracy Lynn, illustrated by Pamela. Pamela is one of my cool friends who likes to draw and paint. Excuse me, I have to have some water. Isn't that great illustrations? Hi, my name is Gracie, and I'm going to my grandma's house today to help plant the vegetable garden. I have never planted anything before, but I love going to grandma's. When I arrive, she greets me with a big hug and says, "Hello, Gracie. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming over to help me plant the garden today. Are you ready to get started?" "Yes, Grandma, but I have never planted anything before. I'm not sure what to do," she says. "Don't worry, I'll show you exactly what you need to do. It will be fun." I follow her into the backyard, behind the garage, and through the gate into the garden, the vegetable garden. The sun is shining, and I can hear birds singing all around us. Grandma's cat, Penny, wanders over with her tail straight up in the air. I reach down and rub her soft, orangey fur, and she purrs loudly. Here she is, right here. You have a cat at home? I'm sure she purrs and purrs too. Grandma hands me a shovel and shows me how to turn the dirt over in the garden. We pull any weeds and throw them into a big basket, and then we use the hoe to make lines of neat rows. Grandma hands me a package of seeds, and as we inch down the row, she makes a hole, and I drop a couple of seeds in each one, placing the dirt back over the seeds, pressing down just a little bit. See right here, it's a nice garden. Do you have a garden at home? Do you help your mom and dad? As we plant the seeds, Grandma says that we have seeds in us too, and that these are special gifts from God. I stop planting and look over at Grandma, confused. I have seeds in me? Grandma smiles and says, "Yes, it's all part of God's plan. God makes each person special by giving them their own unique set of skills and talents. God wants us to discover and grow these skills and talents and then use them to make our world a better place." You know how everyone is different? That's because there's a lot of pieces of God's plan. It's like a big puzzle, and each of us is a piece of the puzzle. You see, God uses ordinary people, like you and me, to do his work in the world. Can you imagine what it would be like if everyone used their God-given talents to make the world a better place. She thought, what would the world be like if everyone used their God-given talents to make the world a better place? Gracie, thanks. I kind of like the idea of having special gifts in me from God, but I'm still not sure what she is talking about. We reach the end of the row, and as I stand up, I wonder what special gifts God has given Grandma. Maybe they would help me understand. Grandma, what are your special gifts? Well, she says, I learned early on in school that I had a gift for math and that it came very easy to me. I always learned that I was able to explain it to others in a way that they understood. So that's why I became a teacher. I spent my career helping children learn math. I was a teacher for 40 years. That's a long time, 40 years. She really loves being a teacher. And while God gave me the gift of being able to teach others, He did not give me the gift of patience. So that was a weed I had to pull. You had a weed in you, I asked, wondering where the weed had grown on my grandma. Grandma laughs and says, weeds are the things that keep us from growing our seeds and doing God's work. So we have to pull them out. I would lose my patience and get frustrated with children who were very capable but wouldn't do their schoolwork. I had to get rid of my frustration and learn patience so that I could help them learn. Everyone learns differently, you know. Here's Grandma holding her weeds and pulling them out. Do you have weeds in you that you need to pull out? Not really weeds in you. She hands me the next set of seed packets, and we start planting another row. Grandma continues, explaining her seeds. And since I had the gift of being able to teach others, I signed up to teach Sunday school at our church. I really enjoy teaching the children about God and Jesus. We would sing songs, make crafts, and play games. It was really fun. I did that for many years. Then she explains, while it's important to grow your seeds and pull your weeds, you also need to make sure that you have good soil. Just like in the vegetable garden, you need to make sure that your soil is rich and fertile so that your seeds can grow to be strong and healthy. Now I am really confused. We have soil in us too? So this is a picture of her thinking she has soil in her? No, you don't really have soil and you don't have seeds. Just a metaphor. Your soil is your character. It's the type of person you are. Are you an honest person, or are you someone who tells lies? A person with good soil is honest. Is that what Mom means when she tells me to make good choices? I ask. Yes, a person with good soil tries to do the right thing and makes good choices. A person with good soil is kind to all people, keeps joy in their heart, and works for peace in the world. A person with good soil is always faithful to God. You see, continues Grandma, this is the type of person that God wants us to be. But God didn't make us perfect. He gave us faults or weeds. And while we are working hard to grow our seeds, we also need to pull our weeds and strive to have good soil. So we need to grow our seeds, pull our weeds, and have good soil. We finish another row of seeds, and Grandma says we should take a break and have a drink. She opens the cooler by the side of the garage and pulls out a pitcher of lemonade and a couple of cups. We sit down in the shade, and I gulp down half the glass. It is cold and sweet. Then she hands me a couple of my favorite oatmeal chocolate chip cookies from a tin. Yum. Grandma, what other gifts did God give you? Grandma sips her lemonade and thinks for a moment. And then she says, God also gave me the gift of the green thumb. That means that I have an understanding of plants and how they like to grow. I look out across her big backyard and at the gardens that flow all around. They are filled with dots of brightly colored flowers. She sure does have a green thumb. So, how do you use that to do God's work? I ask. Grandma points to the vegetable garden. We grow lots of vegetables and can't possibly eat them all. So I give whatever we can to the food pantry here in town. They give the vegetables to families who don't have enough food to eat. I asked Grandma if I can go with her sometime to drop off the vegetables that I had helped to grow. She says that she should like that very, very much. Sorry about that. The hat just doesn't want to stay on the head. So this is her grandma and her going to the food pantry with the extra vegetables that they don't use. Isn't that nice? She didn't charge them. She just gave them to her. Grandma, what are my seeds? I asked, thinking she knows me so well she probably has it all figured out already. She smiles and says, well, Gracie, you are a kind and giving person, spending your Saturday helping me with the garden. So we know you have good soil, but you need to discover your own seeds. What do you really enjoy doing? What comes easily to you? What's passionate about? Finding the answers to these questions will help to guide you. So do you sit and think, what are these important? What can I do? What do I like? And she continues, you must try everything or you might never discover a gift. Like your brother who plays such a beautiful piano, and we never would have known if your mom had accepted that old piano from the daycare. I think I've started to catch on, like how Mom quilts in the winter for the families in need. Is that one of Mom's gifts? Yes, said Grandma. Your mom has the gift of sewing, and more than that, each quilt is a beautiful work of art. I reach over and give Grandma a big hug. I will do a good job of growing my own seeds. Grandma gives me a little kiss on the cheek. I know you will do many wonderful things with your life, Gracie, and God will be very proud of you. Now, let's get back to planting this garden. And we spend the day together growing seeds, pulling weeds, and tending to the soil. And that's her grandma and her hugging together. Now, the illustrator by Pamela, but the publishing company is not Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream. The publisher of this one is Westbow Press Books. It's a division of Thomas Nelson and Zondervan. So I don't want you to be confused with the other ones because I believe I said Puppy Dogs and Ice Cream, but it isn't. So seeds and weeds. So think about all your good things and the bad things that you want to pull out. of yourselves. Just think, what can I give? What gifts do I have? Well, thank you for coming on Christine's Corner and listen to Grandma Christine. Read you some great books. I love you. Come back next week. Thank you.
Sometimes life just happens. Don't worry. Farmington Motorsports will get you back on the road and at a fair price. From towing to tires, emissions to transmissions.
Our ASC certified techs do it all.
Farmington Motorsports is a family-run business. We're a Napa Auto Center and AAA approved. We work on all makes and models from preventative maintenance to major repairs.
And every repair is backed by our 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty.
When life happens to you, don't worry. Farmington Motorsports.